Here in Dnipro is Garrison Foster. He was in the infantry with the U.S. Marine Corps for 6 years, now fighting alongside Ukrainian forces. And Garrison, I'm glad to see you. Obviously, a dark, chilly, wet night here in Dnipro. So you're just obviously off the front lines nearby as well, and you've shared some GoPro footage, sort of that when you're in on your vest that you wear on your chest, that sort of shows your perspective as you're gathering intelligence to try to target Russian forces. I know you've been here since April of last year, a brief visit home for the birth of your son.
Yes.
You're putting your life in danger to help another country. And I think everybody wants to understand what drives you. What drives you to do it, Garrison?
Well, part of it is a lot of people aren't aware of this, but the Ukrainians sent soldiers to Afghanistan after 9/11. They were part of the forces that were there, and they were under no obligation to do so. And so to me, it's, they came to us in our time of need, and I see no reason not to go to them in their time of need as well. This is a very resource-dense area. I don't want Russia to get a hold of those resources and then leverage that to kind of destabilize the world and create more war.
So you've made this great personal sacrifice. I want to show some of the things that you've experienced that you're willing to share. This is a really intense confrontation that you had with Russian forces recently, just a few weeks ago in the counteroffensive. You came under fire and you had to retreat. And I just want to play that part so people can actually see a little bit, get a sense of what it's like in those moments. Just listen.
Sure.
I think we're pulling back. Moving. Go. I don't remember the mine is. That was close as. This is not a good spot to be, guys. We gotta move. Get some counter battery up or something. Okay, through here. Go. Bunker. Inside. Whew. You have more room? Get in further.
So watching that, it's just to give people a sense of that one moment. What's been the hardest part of the counteroffensive so far?
Well, right now we are conducting probing attacks because we need to figure out where the weak spots are. We need to figure out where the strong points are, and we need to figure out what to do about both of those and how to make it work together. There's been a lot of time since the last offensive, so the Russians are very, very dug in.
Entrenched positions, lots of mines.
Yes, and in order to dislodge them, sometimes the artillery won't do it because the bunkers they have, the artillery just can't penetrate, and so we have to physically go up there and try and dislodge them.
And you were doing that in one of these videos. You were trying to basically sneak up on a Russian position, and they saw you. And they saw you from the air.
Yeah.
Tell me about what we're looking at.
Yeah, drones, these small, commercially available drones are a big problem. It's good for us because the Ukrainians have a lot more of them. The ones they have are a lot more capable, but they happened to see us. They weren't even looking, in our area. They just turned and happened to see us, and then basically set up an ambush for us while we were in the middle of a minefield approaching their position. So that's obviously a continual problem, but it's something we deal with regularly now. So.
And do you feel progress? We hear the optimism we just heard from those Ukrainian troops. They're about to go right back in, right a few miles away, do their training, go back in. Is that the same optimism that you hear from the Ukrainians, that you feel?
Yes, absolutely. We have a very high degree of freedom within our area of operations. We're not just in one specific spot. We kind of bounce around that AO, and so we get to talk to a lot of different units, and their morale is extremely high. And at the same time, there are Russians who are in the middle of the day leaving their gear and equipment in their positions, walking to the Ukrainian positions with their hands up and basically saying that they're done. They don't want to fight anymore. It happened. Yeah, it happened about 4 weeks ago to a position that was directly next to us. The Russian soldiers just walked over to the Ukrainians, and they're like, "We're done.
Hands
please
up.
give us food and water, and we'd rather be a prisoner than continue fighting.
Garrison, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I know everyone should understand, obviously, Garrison's operating on front lines right near here, and we very much appreciate your being here with us tonight.
Yep. Thank you for having me on.